Hi everyone, Phil Travis, and this announcement's for History 112 here at EOU, World History Part 2. It's week 4. This week's reading is from our textbook from chapter 20 on the Mughal Empire, and also parts of chapter 16 that deal with the Ottoman Empire. So this week's lesson has to do with the Islamic empires, basically. The Ottoman Empire centered in Turkey, the Safavid Empire centered in modern-day Iran or Persia, and the Mughal Empire, which is centered in areas of Pakistan, India, Afghanistan, and so forth. So this week's reading, chapter 20 on the Mughal Empire, and also the parts from chapter 16 that deal with the Ottoman Empire. This week's presentation, this week's recorded lecture, I've made shorter. I know that, like with the ancient Americas, the pre-Columbian Americas, that it was pretty long. This week's is shorter. It's 20 minutes. It's very concise, and there's some test answers in there, I assure you. This week we have a test. The test is, it has a 85-minute time limit. The test has 2 short essay identification questions. They deal with the Protestant Reformation, the Columbian Exchange, and then the rest of the test is multiple choice, true, false, and maybe a couple fill in the blanks. The test deals with the major topics that we've dealt with in the class so far. So through this week, so basically the topics that we'll be looking at for the test will be the Protestant Reformation, the Americas before European arrival, European exploration and the Columbian Exchange, and the Islamic empires. I have a study guide posted for you. The test is drawn from that study guide. Use the study guide. I understand that in the chapters that are covered by the test, there's a lot of information in there, and we emphasize some stuff more than others, and that's just kind of the way it is. So the test really tries to emphasize what we talked about in the discussion boards. It tries to emphasize, I try to emphasize the focus of the recorded presentations and so forth. So watch the recorded presentations. Hopefully everybody has been, but use the study guide. More than anything, make sure you base your studying on the study guide. And that's going to be the way to really prepare you for this test. Okay, the test is due Sunday. Hopefully it won't be too bad. If you use the study guide, I think you'll be good. And you'll notice after you take it that there's a lot of things that we talked about in the discussion board, things that were posted in the discussion board, major themes in the course. So I think, if you've been following the class, you should have really no concerns. But make sure you study and prepare and get the test done by, I would plan to do the test on like Saturday. If that would be me, I would study all day and then I would do the test on Saturday. But so make sure you prepare and give yourself time to be as ready as you can for the test. The factoid for this week is this. And hint, this is on the test. So there you go. Free. Here's a test answer. The factoid for this week is the Islamic empires, particularly the Mughal and the Ottoman Empire, are sometimes referred to by scholars as the gunpowder empires because they were one of the earliest and most cutting-edge empires to use gunpowder technology. It's very difficult to know exactly who invented gunpowder technology like firearms, but the Mughal and the Ottoman empires were at the forefront of the usage of these technologies. The thing over time that really separates Europe from the Ottoman and the Mughal is not simply the presence of gunpowder weapons, but rather how Europeans are able to advance those technologies over time. So the Mughal and the Ottoman are known as the gunpowder empires because of their usage of firearms. The Mughal dynasty particularly constructed some of the largest early era cannons, and they even constructed firearms that effectively were multi-barrel guns that fired like multi-shots. technologically, empires like the Mughal and the Ottoman, these Islamic empires, they're not Arab. Okay, these empires are connected to Turkish influence, and also in the case of the Mughal, not just Turkish but also Mongolian influence. These empires are technologically advanced, and they are at the forefront of the development of gunpowder technology in the 1400s, 1500s, and 1600s. Okay, guys, let's have a great week, and please let me know if you have any questions.